Here's an interesting fact about Switzerland. It has the most number of GroovyKids yoga teachers in the world. It has the most number of licensed GroovyKids yoga teachers in the world. It hosts the most GroovyKids yoga teacher trainings in the world. Sometimes I wonder why that is. The Swiss generally remain neutral, which means theoretically that they love everyone the same, that they understand that the sun shines equally on everybody. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe the Swiss inherently are born with the knowledge that every kid is groovy. And yet this is such a, in many ways, a perfect society where people are required to be as practical as possible. And oftentimes that practicality turns into boxes, as you see behind me, for example. That's a whole load of boxes. But then it also has the cleanest water in the world. You can drink out of every single lake in Switzerland. You can swim in it and drink it. It has the most amazing landscape in the world. Probably apart from California, but the varied landscape. It has snow on the mountains year round, and some of those mountains aren't anywhere near as the highest mountains in the world, and yet there's snow on them all the time. It has the most perfect timekeeping. That's why Swiss watches are famous. It has the most amazing tennis players. Roger Federer. Apparently it has the most number of red Ferraris. I don't quite know what that means, but it means that there's a lot of red Ferraris. But what's really impressive to me is how open people's minds are. And yet so many people think that their minds aren't open here. Another interesting fact is that an enormous number of Swiss people own a gun. And yet Switzerland basically has zero gun violence. Zero. So we can learn a lot from Switzerland. We can learn a great deal of things from them. But most of all, we can stand with them and sit with them and do yoga with them and say over and over again, every kid is groovy. Every river flows the same way. Every lake is drinkable. Every water source is pure, even though it may not be pure. So a huge thank you to Switzerland. I'm going on a Hatha yoga cruise in a few days. I haven't done a yoga retreat in years where I went on one. I think my last one was with a guy called Vinny Marino. Sounds like a Swiss name, but it's not. Vinny. Yo, Vinny. Years ago, somebody called me the Vinny of kids yoga. Anyway, Switzerland. If you haven't been yet, you should go. And if you have been, go again. And if you're here, stay. Switzerland, the land that has opened its arms to GroovyKids yoga more than any country in the world. Maybe I'll see you at the Yoga Zurich in July 12, 13, 14, 15. Or maybe I'll see you in Bar in September. Or maybe I'll see you in Sion in September. Or maybe I'll see you in Montreux in December. And maybe I'll see you again next year at the Swiss Yoga Conference. Come and join us in Switzerland. It's the capital of GroovyKids yoga. Every kid is groovy. See you soon. À bientôt. Ciao. Tschüss. Wiedersehen.